What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss?
What's going on, friends, family, my people? I hope you and your family have been doing well. I got a real quick one for you today. So just this past weekend, 196 countries was set to become bounded by the law from the international health regulations, right? And out of those 196 countries, only 7 countries, including America, actually opted out.
If you live in the Islamic Republic of Iran, Netherlands, New Zealand, Slovakia, Italy, Israel, or the United States, this is good news. If you live anywhere else, it's bad news. And it's related to the international health regulations that the WHO is implementing. That these powers that the WHO is assuming could be implemented if there's only a potential risk. Whether the risk is real or not, it's somewhat arbitrary based on their opinion, that it bypasses the Senate, that it bypasses democratic oversight, that it's unprecedented power to unify public messages. What this actually means, of course, is that truth will be what the WHO says it is, I guess existing when they say it does. Any dissenting voice will be suppressed using the power of the state.
So this leaves 189 countries in a bad position now, right? This legally gives the World Health Organization the authority to give permission to police officers to physically force you to get in the vaccination. These 189 countries are legally bound by these rules and regulations. And just like they always seem to conveniently do, is they forgot to tell us that even though America has opted out officially, there are still aspects of these amendments that still pertain to us. One of the most major things they forgot to tell you is if you are flying into one of these countries that have accepted these amendments that did not explicitly opt out, you are bound by the country's laws that you are flying into. So think about that. Only 7 countries have opted out. These organizations even updated the section that talks about embarking and disembarking.
And if you're traveling and you're outside of your own nation, the foreign nation to which you're visiting can quarantine and have diagnostics or treatments or vaccines forced upon the person who's traveling, where upon embarking and disembarking. So you're about to get onto the plane and now they want to do something to you. I mean, the pressure tactic, or you want to get off the plane and they're going to do something to you. Well, one of the things that they do commonly now under the IHR is they have the flight attendants walk up and down the aisles spraying insecticide. It's a good way of poisoning everybody on the plane.
I'm going to force all of you to inhale toxic insecticide, whether you like it or not.
Yes.
It's outrageous.
So this means if you drive, sail, or fly into another country, once you cross over those country lines, they can now vaccinate you forcefully, or they will hold you in a detention center until you willfully agree to be vaccinated. Then they'll let you on to your destination. So at this point, your red flag should be going crazy right now, right? Because this literally gives the World Health Organization the authority and the power to just push a button without showing any proof of a threat in the first place. Just push a button and they can lock down the world again, just like in COVID. Now, before you think, what's the big deal? The government just wants to give me some free mRNA medication. I want you to actually think about what's in these needles. They are finding a new pathology in these vaccines. A new pathology, something that's never existed before. New pathology. One of the byproducts of this mRNA vaccine are these white rubbery clots that they are pulling out of the living and the dead. You don't hear any news organizations talking about these clots, right? This is a new pathology never before seen on Earth. Another proof that these vaccines are not exactly what they are telling you that they are is they have something now called dirty blood or coffee ground blood. So dirty blood occurs when your body breaks down this mRNA spike protein into very, very small little pieces. It breaks it down so small that these small pieces of spike protein can go into the capillaries. Your capillary are the most thinnest, most narrow blood vessels that you have in your body. So imagine the damage that can be caused by these white rubbery clots that are just flowing through. Your capillaries are so thin that they're only designed to fit your red blood cells in a single file line going through. So imagine the damage that could be caused by these spike proteins that are broken down, that are now called dirty blood coffee grounds. These small fragments of spike protein are commonly found in the legs. They go down to your legs most commonly, right? But they can also build up in your lungs. They can also build up in your brain. They can also, most commonly also, is found in the heart. That's why heart conditions are on the rise, heart attacks, myocarditis, which I personally have suffered from. So with all these issues that are factually and undeniably going on, ask yourself, how come these news organizations and our government officials have not been talking about this new pathology, right? I personally work with embalmers. It is costing these organizations more money because they got to pay these embalmers more money because they are taking twice as amount of time to embalm a body. Like I said in my last video, they are running into blockages. That blockage is literally the mRNA spike protein. And like I said, this is a new pathology, right? None of these news organizations have ever talked about it like that, right? We are finding out about this from channels like this. And that's the problem. They're trying to get rid of channels like this, right? They're trying to make it illegal for me to talk about this information. These vaccines contain hydrogel and also graphene oxide, which literally connects biology to the internet. All you got to do is do a quick Google search on the Internet of Things, the Internet of Health Things. This is literally technology that they are injecting into people, that they are now saying that we got to start doing, we got to start tracking people and everything like that. Another problem with these amendments is the overreaching power given to the World Health Organization over your local government. They can overrule what your government have in place. They can also overrule your personal sovereignty, making it to where you and your family can't make your own personal decisions, right? They are making the decisions for you and your family. If that's not overreach, I don't know what is. They are also implementing narrative control. So if you remember how COVID-19 went down, when people were trying to warn you online, they immediately got shut down, they got fined, they got kicked off the internet, they got shamed. They're trying to bring that same thing back starting September 19th. And this is very ironic because they say they're trying to build back trust between them and us, or them and us, the people that are paying attention to what's going on. Out of one side of their mouth, they say they want us to trust them, but out the other side, they say that they actually own the science and they don't need to give us a reason to put these needles in our arm. That is absolutely unacceptable, okay? Now, I know there's a lot of talk about the mark of the beast and things like that, but I don't think this is fully the mark of the beast. I think this is a big part of it because this is built into our ability to buy and sell, right? Eventually, that's what it will be. But if you know anything about the Bible, it talks about actually worshiping the gods that they're going to put in front of us. And are you going to be the type of person that say, nah, I'm not going to bow down to Baal. Nah, I'm not going to bow down to Osiris. I'm not going to bow down to Nimrod. See, I think that these are the tools that they will use to try to enforce the full mark of the beast. So I live in California, right? So I have a lot of friends and family that travel back and forth to Mexico. And that's why this is a little concerning. This is like our backyard, right? And as of July 19th, there has been no official word that Mexico has actually opted out of these rules and regulations. And that's why I do videos like this, okay? Because they track everything that's being said and talked about online. And if we stay silent, they're gonna move forward at a faster pace. We gotta make noise, we gotta talk, we gotta push back. We ain't gonna do just whatever you want us to do, period. So that's why it's important to apply pattern recognition, my people. Okay, so the things that they are censoring, those are usually most commonly the things that we need to be paying attention to. That ties directly into the next video that I want to do, which is going to be my most important video. If we're talking about censorship, things that they don't want you talking about, things that they're going to punish you and fine you and come after you and try to penalize you and everything like that for having these conversations. This is freedom of speech. We need to pay attention to the things that they are censoring. My next video, we're going to do exactly that. So on that note, friends, family, my people, y'all have a good weekend. We out.